Hey, everybody, we're here. We're back. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce for July the 6th. It's the 6th of July, almost a week into the month already. Oh my gosh. We're just getting stats coming out right now. Apparently, almost 500,000 private sector jobs were created last month, according to some stats coming out here. More breaking news about. Uh, um, Initial jobless claims rose 12,000 to 248,000 for the first week of July. The U.S. trade deficit narrows 7.3% in May. There's all kinds of stats coming out. The markets are lower at the moment. We're down 229 points on the Dow. Again, these are the futures with an hour to go before we open. We're now down 2/3 of a percentage point. S&P is also off about 2/3 at 28 points. And NASDAQ down 104 or so, 2/3 of a point. Crude oil is dropping. It's 17 cents lower right now a barrel. It was up 25 cents half an hour ago. 71.62 in Texas. Stocks seem to be backing off. Noticing the Treasury yield, the 10-year U.S. Treasury, was sitting at 2.9% this morning, 2.7% last week. It's now over 4%. It is 4.02%. Because these kinds of numbers coming out of the job market indicate that the Fed may have to tighten even more, and that is not good news, which means, of course, interest rates go up and bond values go down, and that's not a good thing. The currencies out there, the euro is slipping. It got to 109 this morning for a bit, but it's now pushing back to 108.6 on the euro against the US dollar. So it's dropping. The pound seems to be also dropping from what I can tell you. Hang on, let me see if I get this to work. Yeah, it's dropping off a little bit too, to 127.4 after trying to reach 128 this morning. So currencies are getting hit because US treasuries are being gobbled up here, or sold off, I suppose, because they're trying to get higher yield. Anyway, issues. A 235-point drop on the Dow, S&P down 29, NASDAQ down 105. So we're definitely doing a fast dip from current levels, and we're approaching now 0.7 of a percentage point on the downside. European markets have been much lower all night, down 1.5% in London, 1.3% in Germany now. France is off now 2%. The Italians are off. We're off anywhere from 1% to 2% all over the place in Europe. Asia last night did not do well either. The Asia Dow 1.9% lower. The Japan market 1.7% lower. Hong Kong down 3%. Shanghai half a percentage point lower. We had negative over there, negative performance. And we're going to see how the market in the U.S. wants to play along. The stats, like I said, are not perfect for the market this morning. Job creation very strong, and that is confounding the experts at the Fed who are trying to control inflation right now and not having very much success with it, or perfect success. There's some success, but not as much as they'd like. And with a strong job market, lots of jobs being created, people shifting jobs to better jobs, that means the core inflation rate in America stays higher, because what you've noticed out there, and I've mentioned as well to those of you who don't know this, any employee out there working for a strong union is finding that they can get 6 to 8% pay raises over a 2, 3, 4-year window, compounded. So we're seeing people getting a 6% raise this year, a 6% raise next year, 5% the year after that, 5% the year after that, on top of it. So it's 6% and then 6% on top of that. And then so that compounds it. And so we have got pilots getting 30, 35% pay raises. The UPS workers are saying to the UPS people, we're not even going to bring to our members for a vote your latest offer to our members. The last raise UPS workers got was last year, August, 6.2%. They want more. because obviously they're looking at the numbers like anyone else is, and they're saying, hey, we've had price increases of 14, 15% now in the last 2 years, and it's time for us to catch up. And so cough up the dough, because UPS is quick to pass on price increases to their customers. The employees are going, yeah, well, some of that's coming to us because your costs are going up, so are ours, and we need to be compensated as well. Auto sector could be an interesting thing. If the auto business, the auto manufacturers run into strike issues, that could be later this year. We'll watch for that. This can affect the whole economy. I mean, the whole economy of the United States is affected by various businesses in various ways. But obviously, 500,000 job creation, if that is happening, private sector jobs have been added to that extent last month. That is a sign for employers that you are not in control. And it's a sign for employees, you are in control of your destiny. And for many employees out there, this is good news because it shows that they are in demand. If you have skills, they can easily switch from one company to another. They can go from one industry to another, and they may find that they have an easy time to upgrade their pay packet by quitting this company's entity and going into this company over here. And then there are my viewers on this channel, and of which I welcome you all to the show. Many of you here have already figured out my days are numbered with my employer, because what I ultimately want and what I'm receiving from this hairless guy in Calgary is the inspiration and the knowledge of how to quit my day job and be self-employed, running my own affairs, my own assets. And many of you have figured out in the last 2.5 years that you've had assets all along that you could have been utilizing to enhance your economic standing, improve cash flow, improve and grow your retirement plan, and or retire earlier or quit your day job out and say goodbye to your bosses and now be self-employed, running your own affairs. Here's a headline I saw this morning. I was mentioning this info to the viewers who are Gold Bagel members here. The coveted Gold Bagels members this morning saw this information. This is a headline I saw this morning. Americans say they need to earn $233,000 to feel financially secure, but their average salary is $75,000. And then here is an interesting screenshot that I took. The U.S. worker and their biggest expenses. The median salary in the United States is $53,888. That is the median salary of everybody. The typical mortgage in the United States averages $2,165 a month, and I don't believe this includes utilities or taxes, insurance, upkeep of your property. That's just a mortgage payment. A typical two-bedroom rental is $1,891 a month. Again, depending on where you live, that might be in New York unattainable. There's no way ceiling that cheap. And yet in St. Louis, that might be too high. Healthcare expenses for a typical family in the United States, $22,463. Absolutely scary. Car payment, average car payment, $730 a month. And typical cost of childcare, $10,800 a year for many people out there, many families. These are numbers that I know in certain countries horrify people. They cannot believe Americans tolerate this nonsense, this lifestyle, this poor of a standard of living. Europeans look at that and go, "Are you kidding me? You paying how much for healthcare? What are you guys crazy? Childcare? No. That's included here in Europe." What you don't see on this little list that I showed you is nothing anywhere over there about the average student loan payment that Americans usually pay. That many Americans have to pay, and those who pay student loans are not bottle pickers, minimum wagers. We're talking about graduates, from universities, colleges, universities, who are saddled with $30,000 to $300,000 in debt that are making payments. These are the doers and achievers of America who are now saddled with this massive debt load because their home states, or the states generally speaking, the federal government generally speaking, abandoned these institutions or abandoned them when they went into these institutions over the last 25 years. There was a time where if you were an American going to university, college, your annual tuition was $5,000 a year because the rest was heavily subsidized by the government itself to get you to graduate with a degree to make you a bigger taxpayer. The thinking was, if the government sinks money into post-secondary education, the graduates coming out will get jobs that pay much higher money than minimum wage workers. And therefore, over time, not only will you pay income tax, but as you earn more money and spend more money, the government makes money on the money you're spending. And it would just feed the economy further. Canada still believes in that to a great degree. Europe absolutely believes in that completely. But there are Canadians who are graduating now after 4 or 5 years of college with 50 to 150,000 in debt. Americans, the number's only getting worse. And in Europe, there are people who cannot understand. Europeans cannot fathom that any student would have to pay a dime to go to university and college to come out with master's degrees, because these people are going to be massive taxpayers for the rest of their adult lives, which allows them and their children to keep adding to the economy of the country as they go into college themselves. It's a whole different way of thinking. And for some people, they call this freedom. Other people call this tyranny. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, if you ask an American, how much money do you think you need to earn to feel financially secure? People will say, I need to earn $233,000 a year. That's how much I need to make. And the average salary for these folks is in the 75,000 range. They feel that they're only at 1/3 of where they should be to be financially secure. And this shows me from the outside looking in, an observer of this world, that there are people out there who expect in the next 5 years to have a lower standard of living because they expect their expenses to rise faster and higher than they can generate revenue. And that brings me back to, why are you here? Why are you guys watching and listening to an old man who has very little hair on the top of his head here? And whatever he's got left is pretty well white in color and very thin. Why the hell are you here? And well, it's simple. You're trying to figure out a way to make money to stay ahead of the boogeyman of expenses that is coming your way. You're trying to get to the point where at age 40, 45 right now, if you're in that neighborhood there, plus or minus, you have figured out the ugly, ugly truth and reality. And that is that the retirement plan you have, either with your employer or the one you made on your own, or your master plan to live the good life someday, isn't working out. It isn't there. The returns on investment that you folks, some of you folks are getting right now from your employer savings plans are negative, are flat, and are not delivering the goods. Your employers sold you a bill of goods 10 years ago when you joined the company, 15 years ago, that they were a growing concern and they cared about their employees. And then 5 years into your tenureship, or just last year or 3 years ago, whole new management team took over, and they are the opposite of what the old management was like. And these new folks are tyrants, and they only want to work you to death and then get rid of you, because after 5 or 10 years, you're supposed to get all these other benefits. They're going to eliminate you from existence because they're never going to pay up. They have decided, and they have been told by their bosses, get rid of the senior workers around here because they are becoming more sickly as they get older, into their 40s and 50s. Bring in just the 35, 40-year-olds or 25, 30-year-olds, and after 10 years, dump them. And that's exactly what's happening in many parts of Canada, the US and other corporations. They don't say it, they won't admit it, but you notice it. You notice if you look around certain departments and you ask yourself, how many 50 to 60-year-old employees are in this organization? How many people have been here for 20, 25 years and are about to earn their gold watch? I am hearing stories all over the place of changes that are being done as ridiculous as after so many years, you were supposed to get a gold watch. Now you're going to get an Apple Watch. The cutbacks are brutal. They're sinister. They're heartless. And is it any wonder that a lot of corporate America and corporate Canada are finding that their employees are fed up, have no loyalty to the cause, and given an opportunity to take a hike where they're being offered 6 months to a year of salary to leave, they take it and they say, screw you, I'm not here anymore. And I would never recommend anyone come here to join this organization. This is the downfall of business time and time again, where they underestimate their employees. They treat them like garbage, and they think that the pool is limitless to bring new people in to replace the top staff they have. And it isn't. That's the catch. Folks like myself, I'm going to be 68 this fall. We are dying of old age. And there are not enough new graduates coming in with the skills that people like myself and others have in our 60 to 70 year age group to replace us. The brain drain is on, and the brain drain is called father time. That's all it is. It's time. We are being forced out by Mother Nature. It's just, we've run out of energy, and where do we die? That's the way it is. So whether we die in our 80s or 90s is irrelevant. There are very few living Second World War veterans out there that still work for a living. There are very few left, and many of them are in senior homes and are widows or widowers, and many have no idea who they are anymore, because that's the way life is. Korean War veterans, losing them left and right, and Vietnam veterans. How old are Vietnam veterans? If you were 25, you were 20 in the Vietnam War in 1965. You are, how old are you now? How much older? 35 and 23. You were 58 years older from 65 to now, from 1965 to now. We're talking 78-year-olds. We're talking 75-year-olds, 70-year-olds that are Vietnam veterans. There are no 35-year-old out there Vietnam veterans or 45-year-old Vietnam veterans. They're gone. We are losing them to time. What can I say? Time is relentless, and so much talent is being let go right now by corporate America, where the talent is 55, 60, 65 years old. They're letting them go. They're getting rid of them. They don't want them in their midst. Get them out of here. For you out there that if you're 38 to 48, 50 years of age, I am warning you right now, get off your butts. And if you think you're all set now and all the old timers are gone and now you're in charge of the department and you're the king of the hill, I have bad news for you. There are knives waiting to take you out within the next 5 years. You're gone at not your leisure and not your time frame. They are going to dump you when you are into your mortgage right up here, helping your kids right up to here. You are at the stress level of stress levels, trying to bring in the big bucks for the next decade. You're not getting that decade. You're going to be dumped because AI is coming, and business is convinced that AI is the answer to labor expenses to a great extent. And the first area they're looking for is, can they get rid of the most expensive non-top managers? Can they get rid of that layer of people that cost them 40% of all their labor expenses? Almost all their health expenses are at the top end here, the agers. Can we dump these guys? Can we replace them with consultants? Can we replace them with AI consultancy services? What is the future of this organization? I am warning you folks, you had better start taking care of yourselves and get yourselves in a position where you are self-reliant on what you do and not be reliant on corporate anybody, because you are in danger. And some of you realize, you know it, you are helping corporations replace you. You're helping them right up front. You know you're helping them because you've already figured out that, oh yeah, this AI thing that's coming, we're going to get rid of the mailroom. We're going to get rid of the shipping and receiving department is going to be stripped down to just a few people. Robotics everywhere, automatic letter writing campaigns. When we send out notices for price increases to our customers, it's all done by machine now. It's not even done by human beings anymore. Proofreading emails is now being done by AI, and on it goes. It is a complete annihilation of certain people in the organization, and you're helping the company do it. If not you, it's someone else. And you'll notice that you may have noticed that in the last 10 years, the organization that you're with has only got half the number of workers working for it now. It's not that they can't find people. They don't need people anymore like they used to need people. This is the normal. This is what's coming on. What can I say? Option writers have figured it out. Those of you who are here writing options, you figured it out that writing options to bring in income to help offset either higher expenses in your life or a way to reduce the amount of work you have to do. You found a job that you'd really like to take, and it's a 40-hour-a-week commitment, a 30-hour-a-week commitment, and you can get rid of that 60-hour-a-week grinding job you've had that just has no end in sight. They never leave you alone. You can now write options, bring in enough capital from this end of your life, and work over here on this side and have a far better quality of life. That is the minimum that is happening around here. But a lot of you have figured out, no. We in the house here are completely changing our game plan. Of the two of us, mom and dad are working here. We're down to each working part-time jobs only. We've both given up our full-time jobs. We're now part-timers only. One of us doesn't work at all. The other one of us works only from home. We have really changed our lives. For some of you, you have both quit all jobs completely. You are simply just managing your accounts, and you have changed your entire existence in the last 2 years, where you now don't answer to anyone but yourselves, and you spend more time than you've ever thought possible organizing and arranging future trips. That's what you've been doing. You've been figuring out, yeah, we're going on a holiday. We're going to take 3 months and go here. Then we're going to come back and be here for a month or two. Then we're gone for 2 months over there. Then we're going to be back for a month or 2 or 3. And then we're going to be gone over here. We're going to have the nicest weather of the year at home. We'll have some holiday time with friends and relatives. And then we're gone. And we're gone on another exotic trip that our family thinks is exotic. And we are working while we're away. We have become digital nomads, running our own accounts wherever we are on the planet. And so actually, we never have stopped working, and we don't stop managing our accounts just because we're out of town. We manage our options portfolio from wherever we are. And some of you do it from Hawaii. Some of you do it from Florida because you live in Illinois. Some of you do it out of Mexico. Some of you are doing it out of Europe. Some of you are doing it out of Asia. It doesn't matter. Europeans are traveling, Canadians are traveling, Americans are traveling. Many of you have become digital nomads to a level you never thought was possible. You never in a million years would have thought that a year ago you would have been able to go from where you were to where you are and where you're headed now. You never thought this was going to happen. I'm excited. Look at this. Credit Savage, back from vacation in Hawaii. We had a blast. Kids had a blast. Good times. Thank you, Hilton Points United and SoFi covered calls for financing this wonderful trip. $900 out of pocket. 6 people, 16 days. Yay. Just think about that. How much did this trip cost Credit Savage if Credit Savage were coughing up cash for this entire vacation? My hunch is there is no damn way that the Credit Savage would have ever been able to take a trip like this with the family 5 years ago for a cash only way of doing it. There was no way. It was done totally with everything we're just saying right here. And we're part of that. Am I delighted? Yes, I am. Welcome back, Credit Savage. It's nice to have you here. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for being here this morning with me. Hope I'm not boring you too much. I know Richard Carlin is here. Thumbs up number 3. Lame Duck number 4. B Tizzle is here. DH Ruda number 11. Touch Grass was thumbs up 16. David R number 18, Karim number 18 as well. Dean is here. Good morning. Dude Face number 25. Bill on vacation today. I'm still watching. Of course you are. Drew 33. Good morning, everybody. Wing Commander is 39. Sell my house fast enough on Marlboro. Good morning, number 42. Berlin says, I'm going to write my first cash secured SoFi put today, January the 19th expiry 2024 for around 250. I love the stream. Uncle Bruce. Welcome, Berlin, and good luck to you. Fantastic. Nate, you are my density. Sell my house. If the Teamsters do not get a contract by August 1, they will go on strike. That's the deal right now. UPS is going on strikes to sell my house. Agent Per, because the U.S. has been funding most of the Europe's crap, the UN, World Health, yada, yada, yada. Agent Per, healthcare costs are obviously not sustainable, though. That I'll agree. Trader Timmy, how about Bezos? He pays $600,000 rent for his home in Malibu a month. It's owned by Kenny G. Yikes. Well, just think of it this way. Kenny G brings in 600 grand. He spends that money on doing whatever he's doing. The money just rolls around. It goes around. Percentage of taxes, property taxes are huge for these guys. Being paid, utilities are being paid, bills are all paid, employees are paid, staff for the house are being paid. Economic spin-offs. Agent, the Teamsters are moronic. UPS pays well. My wife worked part-time there for a few years. Soundtrack, Bruce, BP, Uncle Bruce, that's cheap. As mentioned earlier, UK median is 28,500 pounds. NHS healthcare automatically taken out of this with NI on top of that. We have mortgage, children, everything else. U.S. citizens are rich compared to us. Phone. I'm looking for the inside, and I say 233,000. What? They should stop eating out every day. Phone. People survive with $30,000. Alex, good morning. Number 56. Hey, pal, thank you for being here. BP, Uncle Bruce, tax brackets are 20% up to 37.7. So we pay 20% tax at 37.7 and 40% above this, 45% if you're lucky to earn above 150,000. Rob Cobb, I'm 36. I've never earned over 28,000 in a year. What year? 84. Love the last name of this. Have his landlord. Bob, I also broke my back at age 24. So my life has been spiraling ever since. Lorraine, good morning. I'm number 59. Puke bear, but that's brutal. A lot back injury, scary stuff. Phone says, for someone who doesn't even go to McDonald's until after college, saving up all the money to pay tuition, I don't feel sorry for those who get to pay it back now. Magnetic Vortex 68. Don't look a day over 50. Well, thank you. White Feather, I suspect one of the reasons that $233,000 number exists has to do with the poor money management skills of people, something that should be taught in school and isn't, unfortunately. That's right. They don't show you how to write options in school. They didn't even tell you how the stock market works in school. I don't think a high school student knows anything about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and how their world operates. They haven't got a clue. Phone, sorry, but teachers can only do so much. Those should be taught by their parents. Bill, I hear you loud and clear. Bruce, 46-year-old and doing everything I can to get the hell out of there. BP, Uncle Bruce, if they get rid of all of the jobs, then no one will have any money to buy the goods from these firms. Therefore, demise of these companies themselves. White Feather, phone. I wasn't blaming teachers. I meant it should be part of the required curriculum. White Feather, RC, I remember we had to be able to keep a checking account, balance a checking account as part of a test to go into high school. Of course, that was a few years ago. Splair, anyone had seen that SoFi is expecting for 31st of July, 50 million more than during December earnings and 40 million more than during the last quarter, asks Splair. What year, Splair? Yes, I saw that on Yahoo Finance. A manager, I am number 66, Bruce, on your thumbs up meter. You're going to get 200 today. White Feather, what year? 84. That wasn't something I had to do in high school. I didn't have to balance a checking account. Credit Savage, back from vacay. Beautiful. Their sales volume seems to be closer to 500 million per quarter and 2 billion per year than after next year. It's going on like that. Splair saying SoFi looking good. I went to high school in the 60s. Maybe that's why they did this. Puke, I was a digital nomad before COVID made it cool. Splair, from 1.2 to 2 billion a year would be already an interesting move. Manager says, look at A, B, and B. Told you to short it yesterday. It's below 130 now. White Feather, I graduated in 86. PB, I've been wanting to buy more Microsoft, but it's had such a crazy bull run that I'm not sure when to buy. What year? Says White Feather, hit the wrong button, probably because I went high school in the 60s. Moose Knuckles, I am number 67, Bruce. John Anderson, good morning, everybody. Hello there. Lisa, Lizzie Sasa, good afternoon, Uncle Bruce from sunny South London. Welcome. Larry Titus, good morning, all. I am number 75 on that thumbs up meter. Bruce is getting 200 thumbs ups today. Hector, number 31. I was here earlier. White Feather, what year? It does seem that curriculums were more practical earlier, but that's just my opinion. The Credit Savage Uncle was correct. 15 years ago, went to Europe with the then girlfriend, now wife, and spent 12 grand. Had a great time. Now I cringe. I didn't use a credit card, airline, and hotel points and covered calls. Now it's 6 of us going on a holiday. Nick, Uncle Bruce, what do we got? Nick, it has more to do with the skyrocketing degree costs. The education system is broken, yet archaic companies still require degrees. Hector, number 76, lame duck. I wish I was 25 years younger and know what I have forgotten. The thing that I find interesting is some of the most successful people in America, in UK, Canada, and elsewhere are not college graduates. They don't have university degrees. They didn't go to college or they dropped out. How did they become successful? What they did was, and what people are doing today, which I think is brilliant, is there are people who have high school degrees and a community college, a couple of years here and there. What they're doing is they're very good at marketing. They're very good at HR services. They're very good at whatever their skill is. And rather than trying to get a job with a corporation that demands that you deliver a diploma from, college, whatever, they don't go for jobs. They don't go for individual employment opportunities. What they do is they incorporate companies, and they create entities that might be known as ABC secretarial services, or XYZ consulting services, or Acme accounting services, or whatever they want to call themselves. Okay, IT consulting and all that type. And what they're doing is they're in effect selling their corporate companies' services to other corporations. And so you'll have company A that needs, we need people in our IT department. We can't find employees. So they come across a corporation that is an IT consulting company that can deliver people to them for work. Well, it's run by a girl that doesn't have a college degree. It doesn't have an IT degree, but they're able to do it. And or they're able to hire people themselves that could be college degree people on a part-time per project basis, and their corporation now sells their corporate services to this corporation on a corporation to corporation contract. And the folks who run these little companies, and they're small, they're 3 to 20 people each. These little outfits make a ton of money per hour because it's corporate to corporate contract work, not person to corporate. Corporations have human resources divisions and departments to grind people into pulp, to hire them for as little money as possible, and to belittle them when they come in for the interview process. Corporate entities don't get that kind of scrutiny. All it is we have a project that we need to upgrade our servers, blah blah blah, and we're putting it out for tender. So this company puts in a bid and says we can upgrade your blah 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 servers for $450,000. It'll take 3 months or 6 months or a year. And these companies look at all their bids and they take the best one. And there are times where a small little company will team up with a larger consulting company and say, you're bidding on that $15 million contract over there, and $1 million of that has to do with this area here. That's our specialty. Why don't you bid for that contract, and we'll do this part of it and you do that part of it. Company to company arrangements, subcontracting. And there are a ton of very successful entrepreneurs out there who know I don't have a college degree, and I'm not going to get one. I'm 35 years of age. I'm 45 years of age, but I know what I'm doing in this area of the world. I'm just going to I'm going to offer my services through a corporate entity where I don't have to produce my university degree to anybody. That's being done. And as each contract is fulfilled, that is another feather in your cap, your corporate's cap, to get more work. And that's how some folks are avoiding this whole education nonsense thing. It's a fascinating thing. All righty. Welcome all to the show. Who else is here? Oh, I wish I was 25 years younger. Good morning, Uncle Bruce from Harry HD. Welcome, HD. Uncle Bruce, I'm number 65 on your thumbs up meter. Welcome all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button already. 87 are now have come through here. 87 thumbs ups. Thank you all very much. 162 of you are here. That means there are at least probably 75 of you that haven't done a thumbs ups at all, and you're just freeloading around here. You're slackers. If we were talking to Strickland, he would call you slackers. Don't be a slacker. Hit the thumbs up button. Help us out. Give us some morning momentum for our show. What year says we need to defund colleges and universities? Why do they have to be in the same physical location to learn? We have the internet. We can use our vacant libraries, offices for tutoring. Spicy Android, number 88. David Flores, Uncle Bruce, I only came here for the anti-gen show. Can you please hurry it up? There you go. Everybody has their reason for being here. Yeah, it's interesting how the world has changed. Over my lifetime, your lifetimes, it's just unbelievable how business has changed in North America, how it's changed in the second world, the third world, how it's evolving. It's amazing to me how many dictatorships still exist, how many warlords there still are, how certain countries behave. It is just mind-numbing to me. But then again, if it's good where you are, why would you change things? Unless you have to, why would you make changes? I do find it a fascinating thing. Guys, for some of you, the answer is writing options and bringing enough income in to be self-reliant. That's the answer. But for many out there who don't know that this is possible, a life of misery will continue. Now, some folks are told how well they're doing, how great you're doing. You're doing fantastic. But the reality is the individuals saying that actually want you to not better yourself and go anywhere else. They like to keep you right where you are, working as hard as you're working to give to their organization for as long as they can use you. And when times get tough, you're let go. It blows my mind how many times I hear the story, and over all the years I've worked, how many times the story comes out where people are hired by an organization. They're loved to death for the first 5 years. They give. They move along inside the company and become more and more important to the firm. And then one day, out of the blue, upper management changes out. It's changed out because the owner sold to another owner, and they brought in their top 1%ers. And all of a sudden, all the people at the top have a completely different attitude towards everyone below them because they view everyone below them as a liability and an expense. And it's as soon as you, as an employee of a corporation, are viewed to be an expense, a liability, your world completely changes, at first subtly and sometimes really brutally. And it's amazing how the memo comes out. We're going in a new direction. The company is going into a new direction, and your department is going to be gutted from 150 people to 30 people, and many of your work is going to be sourced out, and many of you are going to have to train people at other firms to replace you as an employee. This has been a common story since the 90s. And continues on to this very day, where people are being asked to assist corporations to get rid of you. And many of you out there, and some of you out there, have run into this or heard of it or witnessed it with your spouse or with friends or relatives. And there have been varying degrees of success or non-success in this area. It's incredible to me how quickly certain companies change their stripes and look at their employees as the enemy rather than the solution to their problems. And you can't get caught in that. You can't get caught in that vice. That's the trick to survive, is to not be in that position. But boy, I'll tell you, when you're lied to and lied to and lied to and strung along and strung along and strung, you drink the Kool-Aid. You get all excited about the Kool-Aid. And when that day comes, the hammer falls, you had no idea. You didn't see it coming is the answer. People say, I never saw it coming. I had no idea this was going to happen to me. I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again today. There are viewers here right now, and there are viewers who are maybe going to watch this telecast later today or tomorrow, and or viewers who are watching me now know of someone very close to them, family-wise, friend-wise, whatever. You know people out there who actually could quit their day jobs right now if only they knew how to do it through just writing options on stock they have right now in their hands, stock they have in the company they work for. They could be writing 20, 30, 40, 50 contracts right now on shares they own, and they could be bringing in $10,000, $15,000 a month in premiums for themselves and their families. And they could be getting out of that place if only they knew it existed. They don't. They have no way of finding out. They're so busy with work, they cannot watch this show. They can't watch Uncle Bruce for an hour every day. Are you out of your mind? They are so into their gig and they're so surrounded by the pressure point. They have no idea that they actually 10 years ago could have retired, or could have not retired, but they could have gone to the position they really wanted to be in, which was be their own boss, be the president of their own corporation, be their own consulting practice with maybe 3 or 4 employees that they would hire, handpick their favorites, and making tons of money in the environment they wanted to be in. But they're not. They're stuck in this endless rat race, this endless pressure cooker that they found themselves in, and they have no way to get the blinders off to see what the possibilities are. There's no time to see the possibilities. Many of you know people in that position, and maybe you've tried to tell them. Maybe you've tried to tell them that, hey, you should watch Uncle Bruce. This guy could change your life. The folks that hang out with him all the time, you wouldn't believe some of the stories from people who watch this guy. What they've said happened to them over the last 2 years. It's been amazing. They just don't know that this world exists, and it's just the way it is. Amy is here. Good morning, everybody. I'm number 96. Luca, good morning, Uncle Bruce, and all. Number 98 here in Milan after 2 days in London. Are you all feeling good out there? Welcome, Luca, to the show. We've got the Credit Savage. I rented a large SUV, restaurants every day in Hawaii. The kids went to the zoo twice. Some fancy dinners. That's a lot of money. Good thing I sold some $35 AI 2024 cash secured puts for $10.51. And SoFi covered calls, a big help to paying the whole enchilada. Home skillet number 101. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you for breaking the 100 barrier. 104 for Auntie Jen, says David. Thanks, David, very much. She will be happy to know. Fabulous stuff, everybody. Welcome to the party, pal. We're down 274 in the pre-market for the Dow. We're down 38 points on S&P. We're down 170 on NASDAQ. A 0.79% drop on the Dow, 0.85% on S&P, and 1.1% drop in NASDAQ. Oil is down 17 cents a barrel to 71.62. And that is the story as I see it. We've got Credit Savage saying, Uncle Bruce, I am done trying to explain to people how to make money. They start thinking I'm trying to get them confused, or start asking for the one stock to buy. I always lose them at making money. making money with your own stocks. I lose them every time. I just can't hold their attention. They just don't get it. Deep value options. I am number 106, Bruce, on your thumbs up meter. Thank you, my friend. 109 have come in. We're only 91 away from 200, and we're only, what are we into the show for? 38 minutes. We're into the show for 30 minutes, and we're almost at 109 thumbs up. This is awesome. We're going for 200 here. Thank you, everybody. I'll tell you, it is a mind blower to me. But again, I'm not surprised. I have seen this all my life. I know that I remember days when I was a teenager, and I would listen to my mom and dad talking to each other and talking to their employees, or talking to customers that they had. My dad's music store, my mother had a dress shop, and customers would come in, and some customers who would come into my parents' businesses, very successful people, very successful. And I would listen to these people talk to each other. And I'm watching my dad, who's successful himself, talking to another successful person about the world at large, and the complaints about government, high taxes, lazy people, dirty operators, underhanded cheats, the whole thing. I mean, life is exactly the same in the 1960s, 70s as it is now. It's exactly the same. There was a various cast of characters out there who were the do-gooders, the bad operators, people you didn't want to associate with, on and on and on and on. But the one thing that kept coming back to me was, if you have a skill that you love to do, you love doing something that people need, you can do very well for yourself. But I would hear stories all the time from these discussions where people would say, they would talk about somebody they all know, and they would say, this person is underselling themselves. This person is really good at doing this, but boy, they just don't get the money they deserve doing what they do. And it might be a guy who's a carpenter, an electrician guy, a painter. No, we're not talking about doctors and lawyers here. We're talking about just everyday people doing everyday gigs. And so many times I would hear these stories of people who have skills, and they could get so much more money if they only did this or did that. And they would have a different lifestyle, because they would say to me, or say to themselves, yeah, he's driving this 10-year-old car, and he's always wishing he could have a new whatever, or he's living in this dumpy apartment building, would really like to live there, live somewhere else and have a better, lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. And if only they did this and did this and this. And so this sunk into me. And I thought, boy, that you got to find a way to maximize your talents. They don't teach you this in school. They don't teach you in school how to ask for a raise from your employer. They don't teach you in school how to handle a job interview with an HR professional whose job it is to hire you for as little money as possible. HR professionals are supposed to replace people at corporations, and they have a budget. And their bottom line is bring in the most talented people we can get our hands on for the lowest possible price. They're not your friends. They're not there to help you get richer. They're there to keep you in line. And when you come in there looking for more money, they're here to keep you dissuaded. And you're leaving that office and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm just lucky I have this job. This is the name of the game. Corporate America, corporate Canada looks at employees as expenses. They don't look at them as team players. They call you team members. They call you, an integral part of our organization, but they don't pay you that way. And they're never going to pay you that way. They're going to try to keep you around for as long as humanly possible for as little as humanly possible. That is the name of the game here. Deep value number 6, Hawkeye number 111, not a lurker, number 113, Bruce, on your thumbs up meter. Hello, Uncle B and Bagel family, back to lurking. And I'm here, baby. Thank you, my friends, all of you who are here today. Yes, you've got to maximize what you're good at and take it to the nth level. It's the only way. In effect, some of you folks, what you folks need is a manager. You folks need a manager like professional athletes have managers. It's the manager that negotiates the new contract for the basketball player or the football player, not the athlete. The athlete just performs. The manager gets the best. Well, you guys need a manager in some cases, but they're not easy to get. Chris Evers, I really just take a long time explaining to my daughter what to do about her Disney stock and how selling lemonade, she can amass money instead of the bank. She'll buy 100 Diz and sell options. Laugh out loud. There you go. That's the name of the game. Making lemonade from your existing stock portfolio. Like I said earlier, I found out this past weekend that a dear friend of mine had worked for a corporation for about 7, 8 years, and had amassed several hundred shares of stock in said company, and was not aware. Was very aware of what I do. Is extremely aware of what I do. Talks to myself and Jennifer often. Aware I have 2 YouTube channels, one of which is a stock market channel, one of which where we talk about what we talk about here, but had no idea that what I talk about pertains to this individual. They didn't put 2 and 2 together. And so when we got together, this was my day off, Sunday. We're just walking along and having a chat here in this little mountain town just outside of Calgary. And we had a few hours together, and I in 20 minutes, I explained to him, after I figured out how many shares he has of said corporation, I then said to him, listen, from where I sit right now, I think you can bring in about $2,000 a month in premium income, just writing options on the stock you've got sitting in your 401k. And he was going, what? Really? I said, yeah, you really are in that position. And the good news, you're 34 years old. There's the really, really good news. You're 34, and already at this age, at as young as you are right now, you can already bring in $2,000 a month in added income from your existing portfolio of stock that you have amassed over 7, 8 years of employment. This was a shocker. And then the individual said to me, well, I know people who've been working for 12 years and 14 years, and they're like, 40, 42. They've got triple what I have, because it compounds as it grows up. I said, these folks, they can retire now. They could quit working full-time right now, and they could theoretically live off the upside. Or they want to keep working, fine, but they could be enhancing their return in their retirement plan by $5,000 to $8,000 a month right now. Could be added into this account from option writing on the amount of stock they're sitting on, so that in the next 5 years, they could be triple what they have now, which would certainly put them at what they thought they would be at age 60, 65. They'll be there at age 50 already. And that is the grand awakening. I mean, that would be huge. But there are people out there who are 35 to 45 years of age, many millions, who could be completely changing their daily lives for the better, physically, emotionally, stress-wise, health-wise, relationship-wise. How many people are traveling 4 days a week away from their significant others, and their relationships are being ruined by the firms they're working for because of the pressures? All this could be alleviated, and it can be completely altered to another direction. If only they knew. And of course, this is the world we live in. It's the world I've grown up in since I can remember. And what I heard my mom and dad talk about with their friends, as I just mentioned, this is life 101. And I'm just a guy in front of a computer in Calgary, Alberta, telling you in plain English what I see happening and what's going on. But there are people out there who will, hear about me and my channel, and they'll just say, oh, yeah, like as if this guy knows. Why should I listen to him? He's some hotshot guy in the market. Oh, yeah, another hot YouTube guy who knows all about the markets. Yeah, right. Well, I get it. I actually nod and go, yes, that's true. There are many, many YouTube channels, millions of YouTube channels out there And there are gazillions of YouTubers that are influencers in their own way. And there are hundreds probably of people kind of like me, I suppose, around the world that, those who speak Punjabi and those who are based in wherever around the world that don't speak languages I speak. Then there's all kinds of people in America and Canada and Europe. And then there's this channel that just talks about you can make a lot of money from options, writing them and not being the gambler, but being the casino. But only 1% of the market writes options. You guys are the 1%ers. Welcome to your party. What can I tell you? I'm excited for you. Oh man, am I excited. Credit service. I really just take a long time explaining to my daughter what to do. Fish Creek here, 40-something-ish, Toronto guy. I'm new here. Welcome, Toronto guy. Credit service. That's right. She makes money selling lemonade and gives me her money. I then buy Disney for her in one of my portfolios. When she's at 100, I'll sit her down and she'll sell her own covered call, make her own money. So now you can help her compare. Are you making more money selling lemonade or are you making more money selling a stock option? And let's see what happens when we get to 200 or 300 shares. How do you feel now? H. Gregory, I'm a number 120, Bruce, on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, my friend. Credit Savage, when she turns 18, we'll open up her own account and I will transfer those Disney shares to her broker. She'll be on her way. Zane is in the house. The Credit Savage, where have you been? We've missed you. 16 days in Hawaii. That's where Credit Savage has been. And he is thanking AI and SoFi for helping fund it. Very nicely done. Family of 6 on a 16-day vacation in Hawaii. We just heard from Christina in the last few days, the last few weeks, how much money she spent in Hawaii, how much it would cost in cash. Hello. These are just some basic examples of what the possibilities are in our world. Larry Titus has done the ultimate favor to all of us. The bells have been rung, baby. We're open. It's 7:30 here, 9:30 Eastern. The markets are up and running. We're going to find out whether any of you are going to make money today. How bad is the opening going to be for the Dow and the other indexes? And how is this going to affect stocks that you're running options on? And, we'll just kind of see just what the world is going to bring us. Simple as that. Giddy on up, I say. Welcome all to the party. Great to have you all with us today. And let's find out whether you guys are getting richer today or not. I mean, it's as simple as that. Stocks open lower after blowout ADP private sector jobs figure. There's the headline. We got U.S. stocks open lower as Treasury yields jump after stronger than expected ADP jobs data. 500,000 jobs created last month in the private sector in America. That guarantees higher interest rates, guarantees it, absolutely locked in. The question is a quarter point or a half a point for July, and another quarter point and another half a point later this year. Are we going up a half a point this year or another full percentage point this year with this kind of job growth? I would say higher rates are coming, and the market does not like to hear that news because the stock market wants the Federal Reserve to go back to the zero interest rate policies of the last 15 years. And I can tell you, I'm here to tell you, those days are over. You are never in your lifetime going to see it again. You will not see it again. It is not going to happen. There you go. Credit Savage Zane, I was in Waikiki having a ball with the family. Richard, ding, ding, ding. Linda, the Credit Savage, what credit card do you think is the best to accumulate points for flights and hotels? I'm shopping for a good one. There are so many. Any ideas? The Dow is down 256 to start the day. We've got S&P down 39, NASDAQ down 135. Percentage-wise, 0.75 of a point lower on the Dow, 0.87 on S&P, and 1% lower on NASDAQ to start the morning. Oil down 19 cents a barrel, 71.60. Credit Savage says, I bought 10 July AI $40 puts yesterday at 305 and at 301. I think I'm going to make some money today if AI backs off. AI right now down 221 at 37.91 with that big day yesterday. Brett is here. Brett, how you doing? The Fed already said they're expecting 1 to 2 more rate hikes in the meeting minutes. That's true. And Credit Savage, Linda, the Aspire and United are the cards I like to use. There you go. Very interesting stuff. Folks, thank you so much joining us this morning and being here. Great to see you. Please become a member of this channel. We're now headed over to member-only chat. Thank you, all of you who are here as subscribers, lurkers, followers, and of course, those of you who are Chilling with Uncle Bruce members, and those of you who are here as Gold Bagel members of this channel. It is so appreciated that you're here with us Monday to Friday. Gold Bagel members, of course, get to join us every morning at 8 o'clock for the pre-alert show, and every Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, Primetime Live with Uncle Bruce for Gold Bagel members. 26 more shows for you being Gold Bagel members of the channel. All members get to comment during market hours here, market time, as we open it up, and we thank you so much for being here. Linda says, thank you, Credit Savage. BW, the Fed roller coaster ride continues. Options, Nomads, we're number 126 on the thumbs up meter. Beach Boy Larry, after seeing Uncle Bruce gesture to you ring the bells, I won't be able to sleep tonight. There you go. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I must have done something. Welcome one and all to the show, the channel, the hopes, the wishes, the dreams, the aspirations of greatness. It's just wonderful. You're all here. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for being part of this wonderful group of YouTubers, the best in the business. There are no better YouTubers anywhere else. Thank you also to D.H. Ruda for mentioning, been a member here for 18 months as a Gold Bagel member. $25 a month is what it costs you to be a Gold Bagel member. DH has been here for 18 of those. Option Nomads, 27 months. Option Gold Bagel member of this channel, 27 straight months. 27 months of fun. Thank you, Option Nomads. Thank you, DH Ruda. I love these green bar notifications of how long you've been following us. It is so appreciated. We're down 312 on the Dow right now, down 44 on S&P, down 170 on NASDAQ, which means, of course, if the markets are going lower, it is very likely and possible that a number of you are possibly in a position to be able to buy back contracts sometime today, depending on performance. We'll be watching and following. We'll see how it plays out. At the moment, with 5 minutes into the session right now, we got a 7.6 cent drop on Matterport, where NVIDIA down 7.50 a share. SoFi is off 36 cents to 8.02, which means those cash secured puts are getting higher in value, which means your premiums can get even juicier if you want to write those. $8 a share on SoFi. Rocket Lab down 16 to 570, another one to look at the cash secured puts on. GameStop down 66, 23.24. This is important as we reach 23 and 22. If we're going to go down that far, those GameStop contracts that many of you rolled up into are going to be dropping in price, which is exactly what you were counting on. And I know there are folks out there with $22 to $30 contracts out there, and at 23.21, here they come down to you, looking very interesting. AI down 237, 37.75. We know AI can do this. It can go up $2 in a day, down $2 in a day, not a problem. Very volatile, but the option premiums are juicy, and so we'll be following this very, very closely. Beach Boy Larry, after seeing Uncle Bruce gesture to you, ring the bells. I won't be able to sleep tonight. Beach Boy, the elbow thing. Again, I'm going to have to see the rerun. I haven't got time to watch myself. I'm so busy doing this. Thank you all. AI down 243. Smart Rent down 13. ATIP, nothing going on yet. Unity down 115. Tesla down 606. 276. Apple is down 184, a reluctant give back there. Google down 247. Moderna down 471 to 118.80. Cisco down 41 cents. Pfizer down 38. IBM is off 133. HPQ down 27 cents. Microsoft down 162. ME is down 5 cents. Amazon is off 250. Spire down 19 cents. No, 1.9 cents, pardon me. HD is down 438. Vanik down 231. Netflix down 750 a share. Adobe down 859. Goldman down 296. It's a red day to start. Boeing is up 12. Meta's up 48 cents. The only green out there. Target Corporation down 6 cents. JP Morgan down $2. Costco down 195. Walmart down 40. Disney's off 119. American Airlines off to 1808, down 24 cents. And DraftKings down 40 cents a share. Those are some of the favorites we're following here, with the Dow off 307 or so, S&P down 45, NASDAQ down 165. That is the story as we sit here. Oil off just 18 cents a barrel so far today. Could the Dow be down 400 or 500 points today? Yes, it could, because in Asia we were down over 1.5% on average. Europe is definitely off more than 1% today. It is definitely backing off. 1.8% drop in London, 1.8% in Germany, 2.4% in France. We're down 1 to 2% everywhere in Europe today, and so that could be exactly where the U.S. is headed, as we're off about a 1 percentage point drop so far in the U.S. We could be double this easily today, but will it last? That is the question. Is this a 1 to 2% dip in the first hour of trading or two, and then we slowly work our way back? And what areas of the market will recover first, and how far? It has been all about artificial intelligence lately. That is where the growth is. That is where the money is headed. That is where speculation is going, because the thinking is, I'm going into growth. People are wanting to buy into companies that have a lot of growth prospects. So they're buying up the AIs, the Unities, and others. They're picking up Google. They're picking up Amazon, Apple in particular. There was an interview this morning I saw about Apple. It was interesting about how the expectations for Apple are that about a year from now, a year and a half from now, there will be a second app store on Apple dedicated to AI software acquisitions, and that software writers and creators are going to be bringing out all kinds of AI type apps, and Apple is going to be the place where you download them, and Apple is the place where you're going to buy them from. And these apps are going to be obviously more money than any other app. Apple's take on this is going to be massive, and the analyst was saying that the guess from the street, from some areas of the analyzation area, $40 to $50 a share added value to Apple's shares, putting the company at $4 trillion in market cap. That is the talk behind the scenes about Apple. And this is why we've noticed just in the last few months, Apple shares have come from let's say, earlier this year, we were in, what was this year? This is January of this year, 125. We're now at 189, 190. So, $65 a share, 50% gain on Apple, a 50% gain on Amazon, and similar gains on other FANG big cap stocks who have any kind of exposure to AI. And so the thinking here is that in the next year, Apple could go up $40, $50 to $240 a share. $250 a share is the thinking. And that would put the company, 30% higher in value, $4 trillion. It's a $3 trillion company now. It could go to $4 trillion. We've already heard the word that Microsoft is going to reach the $3 trillion neighborhood. It is now at $338 a share, up 9 cents this morning. The company is a $2.5 trillion market cap at the moment, and so a $500 million or $1 billion gain is expected there. And if Apple is going for 4 and Microsoft is 3, would not be out of whack with where they are now. Interesting how this is going. AI drop today, baby, says BW. Dude, Algebro's got some green bars rolling in right now. BW, 10Y just surpassed 4%. The 10-year Treasury just broke 4%. The 2-year now is over 5% annual interest. Giddy up rates are going to go through the roof, and it's scary. BW auto repos are spiking in the United States, 8,000 repositions a day. ABS are defaulting like crazy too. A commercial realty. A manager says, I am selling 390 and 380 NVIDIA cash secured puts, collecting premium to be dumped when the FOMO guys bring NVIDIA higher. BW auto backed securities, similar to mortgage backed securities. That's what ABSs are, I guess. Interesting stuff, BW. Really interesting stuff. It just shows an average car payment of $700 something a month. What? What is that? You got to make like $1,100 a month to pay for that after tax. That's insane for a car. Insane money. 340-point drop on the Dow Jones is where we're at right at the moment. We're up 46 on S&P. We're down 164 on the NASDAQ. That is the story today. We've got oil down 22 cents a barrel, 71.57 right here and now. That's the story. We've got a NVIDIA at 416, down 673. SoFi 798, down 39 cents a share. Rocket Lab 569, down 17. Some bargains are starting to show. GameStop is off 57 cents to 23.32. So those of you, like I said, who have written 24s, 25s, 27s, $30 contracts, you rolled all the way up there, all the way up to 2024, 2025. You're all laughing now. You're all looking much smarter. And for some of you, you may find that if this stock coughs up a buck or two more, you're going to start taking a serious look at rolling down on your contracts. You're going to go from 30s to 25s. You're going to go from 27s to 22s, 25s to 20s, 21s, and bring the clock in. You're going to write lower strike price calls much closer to expiry, and you're going to reclaim time and put it in your back pocket to pull it out if you need it down the road. This is the name of this game. Constant monitoring of your options account for the best returns possible. AI down 288 to 37.24. Smart Rent down 15 cents. We got Unity down 110. Tesla down 4.99. Apple off $1.10 at 190.23. Google 120.50 down 213. Moderna down $5.12 at 118.42. We have Cisco down to 50.97 off 54 cents. We have Pfizer at 36.10 down 36 cents. IBM at 132.50 down 172. HPQ down 42 cents at 30.26. Microsoft holding a gain 70 odd cents. Now it's 20 cents on the green side, 338.35, and Microsoft is backing off like the rest of the market. Amazon up down 239, Spire down 12 or 1.2 on Spire. We got HD down $5, Vanik down $2.50, Netflix down $11.20, Adobe down $8, Goldman down $4, Boeing off $173. That's what's going on at the moment with a negative vibe. We're down 374 on the Dow, 1.09%. It could be double this in the first hour or two. We could be down 750 in the next hour or two if the volume is high enough and the selling is strong enough, but I don't know if it will be. We're down 45 on S&P, that's 1%. We're down 144 on NASDAQ, 1%. That's all we're down. We're not down 2.5%. But we're down 1% at the moment, kind of where Europe has been all night long. It's been around here. All right, there it is. BW saying that ARMs are rising. Uncle Bruce, those things hosed so many back in the early 2000s, and I'm wondering what buyers are being lulled into here in today's market environment. Boomers laugh, but retirement is affected as well. It's true. It is absolutely true. There are, again, I cannot reiterate this enough. I get this message from people from time to time, but I know that there are tens of millions of people out there working their butts off and throwing in $50 to $500 a month into their retirement plans at work. Some even more. Employers are matching it or not. Some are doing 2-for-1 matching. They're trying to raise enough capital in their retirement accounts so that in the next 5 to 10 years, they can retire. People have already amassed a couple of 100,000, and these last 5-10 years that they're working are the 5 to 10 go years where they are supposed to break out of the middle class and become retired at age 65 or so comfortably. Unfortunately, in some cases, business thinks the other direction. Business looks at people of the 50, 55-year-old neighborhood as liabilities, because these people are the ones who get sick more often. They have more days off. They get way more holiday time because they've earned it. And it's costing the firm way more money to keep a 55-year-old than a 35-year-old kid that they can bring for half the money and work twice as hard. And so there are folks out there who think between 50 and 65, those 15 years, they're going to basically save most of the money they're ever going to save with the help of their employer to become retired. And they get dumped at age 51, 52, 54. And those plans are shot to hell because they can't get a job with anybody else, because all other corporations are thinking exactly the same thoughts. There's good news, however, in this silver lining. The good news is for some of these folks, they are going to be handed a package to get the hell out, 3 months, 6 months, a year of pay. Others are going to be allowed to vest their investments. Their investments are automatically vested when this happens because they've been around long enough. And they actually do have enough in assets, even at only 200,000, when they thought they're going to go from 200,000 to $1 million or $1.5 million. At 300,000 in invested assets, they actually can live off of this if they were only to understand how to write options on their portfolios. And the hope for a lot of these folks is that they find a channel like me that can help them. Though they can find a financial advisor like myself that can help them if I were an advisor. But many of them don't, and there's the problem. The other thing that I find that really bugs me is I'll read stories that say, my wife and I have been saving money for 20 years. We put together, we paid off our mortgage. We got the kids through school. We saved, and then either I or my wife got cancer or became ill, whatever, and our health plan won't cover. They only cover a percentage of the cost, so we got to come up with the rest. And within 5 years, we're bankrupt. We've lost everything because we have too much cash and too much wealth to qualify for protection. We're not 60, so we don't get automatic protection under the U.S. for Medicare. Our savings have been drained to zero in such a short time frame, and the stress, of course, is just unforgivable. These stories, there's too many of those. Just too many of those stories out there where people fall through the cracks and just get drained of all of their assets. It really is a sad state of affairs. If only some of those folks knew that they could prolong this game, or they can defeat the medical bill problem by enhancing their return on their assets to the maximum. Some of you here are doing very well because with this, and you're going to avert future disasters by building your portfolios the way you are writing options. I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. Christina, I am here. Number 135, working computer won't let me sign in, so I'm lurking. Welcome to the show, and I'm glad you're here. And hopefully you're getting richer today. We're down 348 on the Dow. NVIDIA down 695. SoFi at 797. We got Rocket Lab at 562. So the cash secured puts that you can write on these stocks are getting more expensive. That's a good thing. Premiums are coming in. Bigger premiums can be brought here. GameStop writing $20 cash secured puts. Who knows? You might want to do that for January. AI down 340 now to 3670. Those of you who wrote 40s, 45s, 50s, some of you in the last few days rolled up. You rolled from 40s to 45. Some of you rolled from 37s to 42s. You are being rewarded today with a pullback. Interesting stuff. JR is here. Number 130 morning, 38. Thumbs up. Good morning, everybody from JR in California. Welcome, sir. 141 thumbs ups are in the house. We've got Option Nomads and DH Ruda mentioning how long they've been members. We have Puke Burb, member for 6 months, a gold bagel member. Thank you, PB, for your continued support of this channel and loyalty to the cause. I thank you all who are members of this channel, whether you're Gold Bagel members, Chilling with Uncle Bruce members, I love you all. Thank you so much for renewing your memberships every month when they come up. Some of you are on automatic renewals. You don't even bother. It's just charge my credit card. I'm going to be a member for this channel for as long as I can see forward. Thank you all. This is what's keeping me on the air. It's the membership counts. I appreciate it. Those of you who are subscribers, we appreciate those of you subscribe to the channel and stay loyal to the cause. Thank you for those of you who are taking classes. You're taking classes from me to learn how to write options. You are going to our website here, stockmarketswithbruce.ca, and you're going in there and you're picking up class number 1, class number 2, class number 3, one after the other, to learn how to write stock options. You're figuring this out. It's all new to you. It's all Greek to you. You've never seen this before. Your stockbroker, financial advisors, bankers, friends that are in the market have no idea how to write a stock option. They can't help you. They've been in the market for years. Don't know a thing about it. It's quite common. You have to learn it yourself. The classes here are 15 of them, one at a time. Take your time. In plain English, I explain what is a stock option, how are they created, who creates them, why and how they go up and down in value, how people write them, how they buy them back. Why is it that people who write options have more success making money overall than people who buy the options? But why do they buy them? Why do people buy options if they can't make money on them? Why do they do that? I explain that. You grab those classes, start with number 1 and work your way up to class 15. Consider this your advanced college course on how to become a successful investor. You've done college 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and now your instructor right here is showing you on the old board back here how options work. And you're taking these one at a time, and you're noticing that every time you take another class, you hang out with us here the next day, the next week, all this gobbledygook that these people are talking about here, stink bids, stink offers, writing calls, puts, whatever, you're understanding this stuff. It starts making sense to you. Oh, that's what they're saying. Oh, that's what Beach Boy's doing. Oh, Christina did that, did she? I know what she's doing. Oh, that is how Credit Savage afforded a family of 6 to go to Hawaii for 16 days. Now I know how they're doing this. Yeah, you're figuring out why JR is so happy, why BW is here, why are they here every day? Why are these people on this channel every day, 5 days a week? What YouTube channel has this kind of spell on people that they don't leave? Well, check out some of those classes and it'll come to you. You'll go, oh, now I get it. Oh, geez. Hey, wait a minute. If I could write calls on certain stocks that I have, or if I sell shares I've got in this stuff and buy shares or deepen the money calls on this stuff, I can write this many contracts. Wait a minute. Hold it. A set time out, Bruce. You're telling me I can write 25 call options at $6 a contract on AI stock and haul in $15,000 in cash in my account the same day? And then I can buy them back anytime I want. And if I buy them back for like $2 less than I sold them for, I make $5,000 profit on this thing. No one's telling me this. No one's telling me this on any other channels I watch. I see all these YouTubers talking about mother of all short squeeze possibilities and unbelievable lottery wins. Why aren't their channels showing me how to make $5,000 this week, this month, this quarter, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 on these trades that happen with all these institutional traders? Why can't I find a channel out there that shows me how hedge funds make their money? Why can't I find channels out there how pension funds make these billions of dollars for all these pensioners. Why can't I find anyone talking about what banks do with derivatives and options and currency trading and futures trading? This guy covers so much stuff that I don't get exposure to anywhere else. And now I find out that I can take this guy's classes and learn the basics of the options market and do it myself. I'm just a small investor. I haven't even got 50 grand. I haven't got $5 million. I don't have 50 million bucks. And yet I can do exactly what multi-billionaires are doing with their portfolios and their handlers at these hedge fund companies. Wait a minute. I don't have a yacht that needs $1 million a month to keep it floating. I don't have a villa in the Mediterranean. I don't have a flat in London that cost me £2 million to buy and £10,000 a month to manage with my staff. I don't have these expenses. I live on $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $2,000 a month. I'm just an average guy, girl, family, and you're telling me I can bring money in from the options market to add to my lifestyle? I can add another income to the household without taking on another job. Wait a minute, hold it now. Come on. You're talking gobbledygook now. Come on. This is too ridiculous. Why don't I consider bringing in some dough on the side on top of what I'm earning every day, slaving my butt off, and perhaps I can make more money writing options than I can working for a living? Most people figure this out over time. They realize I can't afford to work full time anymore. I cannot afford to go to work any longer and not spend my day managing my portfolio, because my portfolio makes me so much more money every month than I did it at the office. Way more. I cannot afford to miss a single day in the markets because of the kind of money I'm generating. There are folks here who are writing 50 contracts on GameStop, and they're bringing in $5 premium, and they buy them back at $4, and they pull in $1 a contract times 50 contracts, $5,000. There are people here writing 300 cash secured puts on SoFi, and they're pulling in 60 cents, 30 cents, whatever, times 600 contracts, 300 contracts, 200 contracts. The numbers are staggering. The dollars are staggering, because it's a multi-trillion-dollar options market that I'm trying to introduce you to, on top of the multi-trillion-dollar stock market that you're aware of. But the multi-trillion-dollar bond market, currency market, and futures market, I'm leaving them alone. You don't need to worry about those guys. You can double your fund by getting involved in not only the equity market, stocks and bonds, stocks, but also the options market. And it's available for you. The money is available. You need to make the investment of time to watch my classes, and you got to cough up some cash. $150 a class. If you're not worth $150 a class, it's okay. Don't watch it. But if you truly want to become self-reliant on your own investments, and you're already paying a 2% management fee to people to manage your money for you through your employer, through your own mutual funds that you own. If you own mutual funds, built into your mutual funds and your ETFs are management fees that these guys charge against the fund. That's 2% a year minimum coming off the top. Some of you out there or many of you out there do not understand that there are hedge funds out there that are run with hundreds of millions of dollars for very wealthy individuals, where the manager charges a 2% fee for managing the office that they're in, and they take 20% of the profits. This is how lucrative this business is. They're option writers. They're option writers. Among many other things that they're doing, you can do this for yourself with no management fees to anybody, no 20% to anybody. It's all yours. And the first $10,000 a month you bring in, that covers your entire household, all your household expenses, all your needs. You can look after your kids. You can get a new car. You can wipe out all your debt. 10,000 a month after so many months makes a difference, and you'll make more than that. And once you're pulling in 25, 30,000 a month, welcome to solid upper middle class lifestyle. You are not rich, but you're certainly in the upper middle class. And if you can haul in 300,000 a year, you are making more than most Americans. You're in the top 5%. You can generate more than 500,000 a year in option premiums to $1 million a year. You're in the 1%, absolutely in the 1%. And you'll be shocked at how easy it is to do it, because it's the same trade whether you write 5 contracts or 50 or 500. It's the same damn trade. There is no difference. The only difference is when you enter the order, instead of putting in a 5 and a 0, you put in 500 and hit the enter button. That's all it is. It's the same trade. How many multiples are you writing? It's as simple as that. There's nothing else to it. And hedge fund managers get ungodly bonuses. New York-based Wall Street option writers and portfolio advisors make ungodly bonuses on their money every year, on their salaries every year, managing other people's money in the way that I'm trying to help you manage yours. You're just not going to give a cut to anybody else. It's just going to be in your home, in your family, for your enjoyment. And if you want to enjoy a trip to Hawaii once in a while, or you want to go to Europe for a couple of months, you want to travel to Australia, want to travel to Singapore, you want to take some cruises every year, you want to buy an RV and discover America for 2 years, it doesn't matter. Whatever the game plan is, you can do it. And no matter where you are in the planet, you can manage your own assets. Head right here. Start with the classes. Put an investment into your own success. $150 a class. Take one a week for 15 weeks. Learn how this game works. There are more classes coming. You'll catch up with those down the road. It's just so fascinating how many of you have gone this route and are successful. I'm extremely pumped about you guys. Welcome all. What's going on? Odin's, Uncle Bruce, I'm thinking I should sell my 300 shares of SoFi, transfer to TD Ameritrade, where I can trade options at a higher level. Use that cash to make money and buy more shares with options. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking it. Octavio, number 141, thumbs ups. Christine, insert the picture. Insert the picture. Let's do that. Let's take a look at where you could hang out. Here's where Christina was hanging out not too long ago. Insert the picture, she says. Yeah. Is there something wrong with hanging out here for a couple of weeks at a time? How about if you could afford to hang out at a property like this for a minimum of a couple of thousand a night, depending on which part of the property you're at. There's some of these properties that are $4,000 or $5,000 a night. How would you like to be able to hang out here for a month at a time? You're dropping $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month to stay here, and it's not a problem. That is what we're talking about here. That is just part of the dream we're talking about here. This is a nothing burger. This is just one of many, many things you can do with the capital you can make. You want to take a cruise someday. You want to go out and you want to hang out where Jen and I hang out every winter. How about hanging out here for the entire winter at a place something like this, somewhere in California, somewhere in Arizona, somewhere in Texas, somewhere in Florida, whatever. May not see the mountains in Florida, but California, this is the place you want to be. Yeah, the concrete pond, the cement pond in the backyard. Man, oh man, is this ever nice. We have, Jen and I will have friends and relatives come and visit us for a few days. They cannot believe that we hang out in a place like this for 5 months a year. And they're looking at me going, wait a minute, Bruce, you do your YouTube show from here? I go, yeah, I do my YouTube show from right here. Then you and Jen go out looking like this to go grocery shopping. Well, we sort of think we look like that, but maybe not. But yeah, this is the world in which we're going. And I'm just doing YouTube videos for you guys. I'm not even the guy doing the investing. You're doing the investing. You're the ones getting richer out there. But when you help people get rich, it pays. I got to tell you though, if my viewers weren't making money writing options, I wouldn't be on the air. It's as simple as that. I mean, I'd be talking to nobody. There are people here who are learning how to write options and make money for themselves, and they are making money that they never thought they could make from assets they never thought would pay them. How many of you have been holding stock for years before you found me, and those shares just sat in your accounts and did jack squat for you guys? It's unbelievable how much was left on the table until you came across this channel. It is truly something else. Anyway, what can I say? Who else is here? Hey, you want to live in Florida? Home insurance premiums have increased by over 400% since 2019. Yikes, I'll stick with collecting option premiums. Z Estate, it's amazing. Splair, still, I would think how to spend my day productively. Otherwise, I would regret if I'd spend cash on a day at home there. Clay, Odins, I wouldn't go to sell everything and deposit the cash strategy into a new account. You'll be taxed up capital gains for profit. Do an account transfer to bring your securities over. Nick, AJ looks like that looks like that on a bad day. Yeah, Antigen looks like that on a bad day. I will. It'll take longer, like 20 business days, but your assets will be carried over and not sold and rebought. Again, it depends on how you want to do what you want to do. You need to talk in some cases. Some of you have to talk to your tax advisors. You need to find a tax advisor in some of your cases. There are viewers here who found me a year or two ago, realized that they could write options on assets they already have, stocks they have, or ETFs they're sitting on, or they could make adjustments to their portfolios. And they realized, Bruce, when I first found you, I thought I was going to write 5 or 10 contracts every month or so. Then after watching your classes and understanding how poor man covered call option writing works and listening to you talk all the time, and I had a couple of one-on-ones with you to talk about this, it quickly became apparent to me that I can write 25 to 30 contracts at a time, not 5 to 10. Now I've compounded the returns, and I'm now writing 30 to 40 to 50 contracts at a time. And I have had, for the first time in my life, I have had to seek out professional tax advice because I've never made money before like I make now. I've never been in this position. I've always just barely gotten by. I got deducted at my employer all the time. I filled out my tax form, or I went to the H&R Block at the Walmart and gave them $50 or $80, and they did my taxes, and I got a couple $100 back every year. I thought this is as good as it gets. Then I came across you and the game plan of writing options on options and everything else. And the amount of capital I'm bringing in has taken me out to the stratosphere. I've never thought I'd make this kind of money. And I'm talking to a tax advisor. I had to spend $500 with this guy. But the tax advisor showed me how I just paid $2,000 less in taxes. Hello, these people pay for themselves many times over. And I've now been set up the right way to work on my portfolio going forward. And this just continues to evolve in front of my eyes. I cannot believe how fast my account is growing, how diversified my income streams are, how I'm building up on my retirement. I've set up a corporate entity to handle investments. I'm diversifying my assets. I never thought this was possible. And I only found you like a year ago, 2 years ago. I can't believe it. And this is a common tale. I look forward to seeing a lot of you in person for the very first time this October in New York. Jen and I are very much looking forward to seeing you folks, to sharing stories. It really will be a gratifying experience for Jen and I know. Hopefully for you, you'll really get a kick out of it. I can't wait to see you guys. It's going to be something else. Anyway, there it is. What's going on? We're down 422 points on the Dow. Kind of figured that this morning. We would be lower today. 1.1% drop so far on the Dow. We're down 53 on S&P. It's about 1.2%. And NASDAQ's down 200 points. 1.46% today is the drop on the NASDAQ market. Oil is finally giving up some ground. Down $1.43 a barrel, 70.37, down about 2% on oil today. That's good news for all of you in America, Canada, and Europe, because your price of fuel will drop. and the pressure will continue to go lower on fuel. Hopefully, will drop all the way to $50 a barrel. I read this morning that Iran is selling a ton of their oil at massive discounts to the world price to the Chinese. That the country of China is buying Russian oil and Iranian oil from the two countries cut off by the Western world at massive discounts. And so, friends helping friends at discounts is what's going on out there. Uh, all kinds of fun out there. In the meantime, there's so much oil sloshing around that because the Chinese are buying up all the Russian oil and all the Iranian oil they can get their hands on, they're not buying oil at the world price from the Saudis. They're not buying it from Oman. They're not buying it from Qatar. They're not buying it from other countries as much. And so down goes the world price. And there's where we're at with oil everywhere. Everywhere there's oil. Very, very interesting. Anyway, there you go. Thank you all so much for being here. Great to have you here. Hope you're enjoying today's action. I've got Matterport just off 13 cents at 293. Nvidia's down 720. SoFi right now $7.92 down 46. Rocket Lab 563 down 23 cents. GameStop at 23.05 now down 85 cents. So GameStop is dropping another almost $1. We did touch 22.93 today. So we've gone from this 26, 27 neighborhood down to this $23 neighborhood, taking the pressure off of a lot of you out there who've written call options that you found that went up on you. Now they're backing off on you, especially those of you who are clever enough and daring enough and forceful enough to do rollovers. You listened to me. You did the rollovers. You rolled up your strike prices to higher levels. You're now being rewarded. You're sitting on out of the money contracts or at the money contracts or barely in the money contracts as these contracts back off in price. Fantastic. Keep up the good work. The first thing you're going to work on will be roll downs, where you will be searching to roll down your contracts into shorter time frames. You're going to look to buyback calls that you wrote all the way out to 2024, 2025. You're going to want to bring them in to the early 2024 or late 2023 timing at a minimum. And that is the name of the game. Let me take a look at some January 2024 calls. I'm just curious, how are we doing here? Like the 25s, the $25 January 2024, calls, those were trading at about $4.35 to $4.50 yesterday, maybe even $5 a couple of days ago. They're now $3.55 bid. They're falling off nicely. The last trade at $3.65, down 70 so far today. The 26.25s, the last trade is $3.70, but the best bid is only $3.20. They're falling off quite nicely. The 27.50s, their last trade at $3.20. They're a $2.90 bid, falling off. The 28.75s, the last trade at $3.19. There's only a $2.64 bid on those. The 30s, last trade $2.60, now with a $2.50 bid. That's all there is. These were likely in the 4 neighborhood, 4.5 neighborhood, not too far ago. They may have been closer to 5 even not too long ago. Now they're only $2.50 bid. Down, down, down they go. 32.50s are $1.99 bid. The 35s are only $1.65 bid. We are seeing deterioration on these contracts as these shares are backing up in price. The 20s for January expiry 2024, the 20s last trade $6, now $5.45 bid. So another 55 cents of deterioration showing up here. These are coming off. The 1750s are $6.85 bid. Last trade $7.93. They're not even going to hold this. So they're going to be down $1.50 today easily. The 15s are $8.50 bid. They're in the money. $8 are only $8.50 bid. So there you go. There's the story on the January 2024s. Some of you I know rolled up out to that distance in time. They're coming down right now. October 2023 calls on GameStop To give you an idea of deterioration, if I can get that word up, the 25s are now at 246. They're down 59 cents. The 26s are at 254. They're down 51 cents. $20 calls expiring in October are 450 bid. They are backing off dramatically. The 21s are 395 bid. The 18s are 570 bid. The 17s are 645 bid. Some of these are down $2 in the last couple of days per contract. They are all backing off. That is what's happening here on the GameStop option market as the shares are 2309 down 81 cents. If your calls were in the money today or yesterday, they're 81 cents less in the money per contract. Some of you have written 50 contracts. They're down $1 a piece. That's $5,000 in your direction because you've written them. You're looking to buy them back. And there's the name of the game, what to buy them back for and roll into from here. We'll see how far these shares want to keep backing up. In the marketplace right now, we're showing the Dow off 402 points right now. We're down 51 in S&P, 190-point drop on NASDAQ. That is what's going on right here, right now. Fantastic, everybody. Thank you all for joining in today. Thank you for these thumbs ups today. 149 is where we're presently sitting at the moment. 149 thumbs ups. Appreciate it. We're coming up to the 2-hour mark of our show today. Thank you, those of you who have been mentioning to us how long you've been members of this channel. I just want to say to the Knights of Knee, respecting the Knights of Knee, and hopefully they will make the stocks that you have written calls on go the direction you want them to go. Richard Carlin is hitting the knee emojis. Knee coming in from around the world right now. Thank you, all of you who are here and enjoying the show. Hope you're having fun today. We'll watch these stocks continue to dip along and see where it goes. Untamed Viking, here they come. The knee emojis are showing up from all over the place. Richard Garland, Untamed Viking, thank you all so much for following us today and hanging out with us. Appreciate it all. It's great to have company here today from around the world. Splair saying, in case I haven't mentioned it, have a relaxed and enjoyable day, everybody. Larry Titus, neat from the Washington area. Right there, Splair, the big E, neat with a zit at the end, right there, zzz, right there. Way to go, Splair. Thank you, pal. Neat emojis are popping up. There you go, down 630 on NVIDIA, SoFi at 792. Rocket Lab 558, GameStop at 2304, down 86 cents. AI 3712, down 299. ATIP down a penny. Unity down 170 to 39.88. Profit taking happening there, but eventually they popped the other direction. Tesla down 850 after a big day yesterday. Apple down 171. Google down 276. John Anderson, neat. BW, grow the beard, Uncle B, grow the beard. Neat. Too much fun. Oh my gosh, so much fun here. Job openings in the U.S. are dropping to 9.8 million. Labor market is still too strong for the Federal Reserve. I'll show you this little chart here. Check this out. Here are how many people quit their jobs lately. This was this is now the last 2 or 3 years. You can see the number was around 3.5 million before COVID. And we're now showing, there's the chart right there. From 2020, you can see it was 3.5 million a month. Then it dropped a little bit, and then it popped up over 4 million a month. People switching jobs. These are job switchers. This is they say this is how many people are quitting their jobs, but the reality is these are people who quit their jobs because they got another job. And we're still in this 3.7 million a month neighborhood. And to take another look at another chart, here are job openings. Notice back in December 2020, the employer had the upper hand. Employers were sitting there going, yeah, there's only 6 odd million job openings, and we're not going to give raises to anybody. We're going to give 2% raises. That's about it. Well, look at that number run up to 12 million job openings, all within a year or two. Isn't that amazing? And we're still here at 10 plus million job openings. We haven't gone back to 6 million. No, no, no. Easy for people to quit jobs and switch jobs, and wide open opportunities. 500,000 private sector jobs created in the last month. What does that tell you? The economy is still desperate for staff, qualified staff with skills. Amazing to me how some of these folks are being kicked around, even though there's a shortage of staff out there. That's what's going on right now in this world of ours. It's a wacky one. We're down 440 points on the Dow today, a 1.3% drop on the Dow Jones Industrials. We're down 56 points on S&P. We're down 200 on NASDAQ, 1.4% over there. Oil at 70.40, just hanging on to $70 a barrel right now. Okay, everybody? That's the deal. BW saying, looks like resistance on AI at 37.58. And if not breakable, the next support is down to the low 36s. Could get interesting enough tomorrow's close, being Friday option day tomorrow. Karim, neat Blair is hitting the knee emojis as well. Thank you all for being part of this program today. Great to have you here. Thank you for the thumbs ups to help us out with the momentum of this show. BW just got this from SoFi Uncle Bruce. Hooray, making moves on SoFi. Interesting. We've got the Dow now. We got 151 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for that. And we're at 450 on the Dow droppage at this point in time. Let's take a look over here, see if there's anything going on here. 790 last trade on SoFi. And what else is happening out there? Don't really know. We'll be following SoFi as they come out with their results not too long from now. We've got lots to follow there. And I suspect that the numbers on SoFi are phenomenal, that the revenues are fantastic. New members are growing like crazy. Deposits coming in left, right, and center with the $2 million of protection per investor. High interest rates are being paid out to checking account and savings account holders. Anyone with a SoFi account's got to be happy camper with the kind of money they're being paid. And the company is doing well. I think they're doing very, very well. 446 down dip on the Dow, 789 last trade on SoFi, 790, which is kind of the low of the day right now at this point. Volume on SoFi, only 13.8 million. Very quiet morning this morning. NVIDIA down $6. Rocket Lab down a quarter. GameStop now at 23.11. And the volume is only 693,000 on GameStop. So it's a quiet one over there too. 37.34 on AI, down 278. That's where we're at right now. Anyway, there you go, kids. That is the story. And we'll see what happens. Such fun out there. Welcome all to the show. And it's great to see you here. Hope you're going to have yourselves a great week this week. Tomorrow is Friday, option expiry day. We'll be here for that. See what happens. Auntie Jen is not here today. She is with her sister now. She is doing the family reunion thing, and that is going on for the next several days. And thankfully, I don't have to be there. I can do this, and I'm a happy guy. I will say, though, it is kind of cute. I found out yesterday something really cool, and that was one of Jennifer's close relatives, a relative of mine, but one of Jennifer's very close relatives was saying that her daughter is now, I think she's 12 years old, almost turning 13 soon. And mom told her that when she becomes 13, she can have her very own YouTube channel. And she wants to be like Uncle Bruce. She wants to have her own YouTube channel with her own followers, and can't wait to start her own channel. And of course, her aunt is asking, "Oh, what's your channel going to be about? What are you going to do?" Well, I think I'm going to talk about art. I really like art, and I think I'm going to talk about artistic things. And apparently, she has a girlfriend of hers who has her own YouTube channel, is already 13, has her own YouTube channel, and has 50 followers. So They're all looking at Uncle Bruce out there talking to his followers, and they kind of want to follow in the footsteps. I do remember back in 2017 when I started my first YouTube channel, Traveling with Bruce. It was about a month in to the channel. I had the channel going for a little over a month. And at the time, I think I had 12 subscribers, something like that. And I was out at the relatives for Jen and I had done a one-nighter out at her sister's place, and other relatives had come in for a weekend to say hi, and they were curious about what I was doing. That you started a YouTube channel? You're 62, you know. You're not like these 20-year-olds that have these YouTube channels. What do you throw like pumpkins off of rooftops onto the driveway and then show them exploding, or do you jump off of moving cars or stuff? Like what do you do? You're 62. And so at the time I had the travel channel, and I was explaining that, and it was finding itself, and they were going, well, good luck with that, Bruce. Hope it works out for you. And as the months went by Christmas time, we had 150 subscribers. And by 3 months later, by March of 2018, we had 1,000 subscribers on my first channel. And by November, we had 8,000 subscribers. That next Christmas, we broke 9,000 subscribers. And by spring of 19, the travel channel broke 25,000 subscribers. And by summer, we're at 30,000. And by 2020, I started this channel, and the other channel had broken 50,000 subscribers. And then 2021, you guys came along with the GameStop story and all the other craziness. And we went from 1,500 subscribers on this channel, 2,000 subscribers, to 106,000 subscribers in 2 months. Insanity. While in the meantime, all these relatives were watching going, wow, he's got 2 channels. And he's got how many subscribers between the 2 channels? How many people watch this guy? How old is he now? 66, 67. Unbelievable. They can't believe it. Well, the kids were watching as well. The relatives, the youngsters. Some were 7, 8, 9 when I started, and now they're approaching 13, and they're interested in having their own channels. If he can do it, if Uncle Bruce can do a YouTube channel, can't the rest of us do one? I mean, that's the thing. Zeta State, Bruce, 153 on your thumbs up meter. Bobby, there's a reason for a one-on-one. How to get out of your in-law family gatherings with Uncle Bruce. BW, SoFi, new update to their trading platform is getting a total and complete overhaul and makeover. Hooray. Been waiting for 6 months. That's the story. JJ, keep on honking. There you go. Just keep it going and going and going. There you have it. Fun times. Thank you all for joining me this morning here, flying solo today. Auntie Jen with her relatives. It's great to have you here. We're down 450 points on the Dow, 54 on S&P, 177 on NASDAQ. Yeah, we're down, but we're not down severely. But some of you on your options are doing very well today. And I know that some of you are getting ready to write cash-secured puts on SoFi, on Rocket Lab, on other stocks. Congrats. Get ready, load up, and assume the position and get ready to roll. Thank you all. Keep up the good work out there on your options. 2307 now on GameStop, down 83 cents a share. Watching that closely. We'll keep an eye on the market. I will see you here for sure tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Eastern, for those of you who are Gold Bagel members, and 8:30 for everyone else who would like to join me here live 1 hour before we start trading tomorrow and the first hour of trading. So see you at 8 o'clock and 8:30 tomorrow morning on this channel, Eastern Time. Have a great day for the rest of your day out there today. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being members of this channel and followers and letting the world know how long you've been following us. I appreciate it. And Zeta State is throwing up some neat emojis to finish off the day. I appreciate that. Neat. I say to all of you out there, keep the drive alive and keep working your contracts. and just get richer and richer and richer, and keep us posted on how you're doing. Thank you all. Splair, you take care in Dortmund, pal. Enjoy yourself. Thank you, Splair, as well. Neat, 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 neat. Here they come. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Karen, thank you. Neat, 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 neat. We'll see you a little later. Manager, just closed my NVIDIA cash secured put. I made $2,000. JR, neat, 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 neat. JR, neat, 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 neat. DH, neat, 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 neat. Everyone's getting them in there. Way to go, manager, says JR. Well done. Making money in the markets. Why not? Someone's got to make it. Might as well be this channel right here. Thank you all. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you later. Bye for now from Calgary. Thanks, Larry. You have a good one, pal. See you later. Bye for now.